Welcome in, and good morning to all the good folks out there, the good listeners. Bryan, Jesse, Tal, great to have you guys in this morning. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to come on and do the show. Uh,
Absolutely.
hope hope you guys are having a good morning. I hope you guys have a great day moving forward. Before we get started with today's show, let me remind you guys, all the listeners out there, to make sure that you are following us on social media. That's Golfletes1 on Twitter and at Golfletes on Instagram and TikTok for all the best comments and content. And make sure to follow us at Smashletes as well. That's our main page. It's baseball, so if you want a little bit of a curveball here, follow us on Smashletes. If you want to hear some and see some baseball content, that's Ryan Tell. That's his page. Let's start the episode today a little bit differently than normal. I just want to catch up with you guys, man. Let's go around the table and tell me about what's going on in you guys' life right now, and maybe some new things that are going on. And let's start it that way.
I'll start us off. I'll start us off if nobody wants to talk. So like I said back a few podcasts ago, Sarah and I bought a house. Working on closing on that. Hopefully not this upcoming weekend, but the weekend after that. So right around the corner, be moving into a new home, man. Super stoked and excited about that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Where'd you guys end up looking? Or getting one?
Jonesboro, man. We bought a house in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Nice.
Y'all know where that's at.
Jay
Jay
Boogie,
Boogie,
Red
baby.
Wolves, baby. The Red Wolves, baby.
Yes, sir.
Hell yes, God bless.
Oh, yes, God bless.
Oh, I look forward to the weekends of us coming to visit and just ruining the house.
Hey, man. Bring it on, baby.
We'll tell Sarah, listen, you got to go home for the weekend. I'm sorry. The boys are coming.
That's good. That's good.
Jesse, what's going on with you, man?
Man, not a whole lot. I don't know if you can tell my voice or not. I'm kind of fighting off a sinus infection. My allergies and sinuses have just been running rampant here lately. So just fighting that off. But no huge golf news. But in other news, in life news, I got me a couple trail cams ordered. About to go set up some trail cams this weekend and kind of see what kind of deer we got behind the house and get ready to go for my first deer season this year.
Gonna knock us down an old big one right there, old son.
Are you out, John?
Are you looking to put those up over in like the back end where you drove us by it on the quad not long ago?
Yep. Yeah, where the horses were. So
okay.
I'm going to set it up behind the house. The pasture that's the family land that's ours behind our house and stuff. I'm going to ride into the tree line and stuff and set up a couple of trail cams probably on each side.
That'll be cool.
And just kind of see what wanders through there. You guys will be getting plenty of pictures and stuff. I've heard there's good deer back there. So.
Are you nervous at all? I mean, it's like you said, it's your first real season.
A little
of being
bit.
able to go out there.
A little bit. I think I'm more nervous about just finding the right spot to hunt, you know what I mean? Because I'm inexperienced and I'm inexperienced as you like we talked about, it's my first season, and so I guess finding the right spot to hunt and put a stand up is what I'm most nervous about. I'm more excited than anything though. We still got until November. Yeah, but I'm excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know you told us that you got a new gun, right? I don't know if was it hand me down or did you go buy it?
I actually got two hand me downs this past weekend. I got a Marlin 30-30 deer rifle, and I got a 410 shotgun. And that's just gonna be my snake gun.
Got old Pete Paul's gun.
Blow them all to hell.
Exactly.
Get them out of there.
Just knock some snakes down.
Those are the best ones, dude. Those are the best ones. Right
it shoots smooth. I went and shot the other day, and it shoots smooth. So.
You got one of those. My defense against some snakes would be a good old shovel. Just go out there.
Hey, that gets them
done. Recently, my defense against the snakes out here when I'm fishing and stuff is my old Wilson 1-iron. That's been my defense. So I like my chances a little bit better with the shotgun. But I had the 1-iron going.
I gotta ask you.
Get a little upgrade you.
I gotta ask you. Over under. How far do you think you knock a snake's head when you hit it? Do you think it's about 200 yards?
This 410 is plenty. It's not going to be 200 yards, but this 410's got plenty of firepower. So I
mean, it's a 1-iron, bro. That thing can whack a golf ball. I can only imagine it can do anything else.
You're talking about hitting the snake's head with the 1-iron.
Yeah, teeing it off.
I don't know, man. See, I was thinking if I ever had to use it, obviously I've never seen any combat with it, but I was thinking if I had to use it, I would go like full on, like world heaviest man, like sledgehammer style, and just absolutely spike the hosel right into the back of the dome.
Just
Yeah,
sledgehammer
I
it.
never,
Bury
I
that
never
one
thought
arm
about
6 foot deep.
I never thought about trying to hit like a fairway finder stinger with one iron, but that might be something to consider. Maybe when it's already dead. We'll
Oh,
see.
There you go.
We don't,
Let me see
we
a
don't want
nice
to
little
condone
fade.
animal. We don't want to condone animal abuse, but I hate snakes, so I
Dude,
don't really feel that.
nice baby fade on something attacking you. Can't go wrong.
There you go. There you go.
What's new in your life, Tao?
Mine? Dude, not too much. I've been busy. Really busy. I mean, I've talked to you guys about this. I pretty much go to work every day. I wake up in the morning. I work a full-time job, basically. I get there around 9 o'clock. I would get there at 8, but, you know, breakfast is calling my name, so I got to stop and get some food on the way in. So I get there about 9, go to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon working on some stuff. And it's a 45-minute drive home with traffic. So I fly home, go straight to work out. I get there at like 6:30, 6:45, work out for about an hour, hour and a half. Get home at like 8 o'clock. And then Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I either stream. Well, I do stream Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'll get live on stream at like 9 o'clock. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, I know Tuesdays we do our podcast. And Thursday is kind of like my off day, I guess you could say. But not really, because I'm doing all that, and at the same time I'm running all of our different Instagram accounts on top of it. So I've been pretty busy, but honestly, like, I'm enjoying it. I'm pretty happy about it. So I'm okay with it. Like,
Give
this
the viewers your Twitch name, Tao.
Oh, my Twitch name?
So you need to check
Yeah,
this man
yeah.
out on stream.
Shout yourself out
This
there.
thing right here, it's just Togotti, TOWGOTTI. I am like, as of right now, before we started filming this podcast, I am 6 followers away from 1,000, which is
Nice.
so cool. I never thought I was
See
gonna
if we
get
can get it,
50,
man.
let alone 1,000 followers.
Huge, man.
Yeah. So like for me, it's weekend.
awesome.
Weekends are normally the time that I get to really be off and enjoy myself, or just kind of relax. Really. Speaking of weekends, I want to say this because I know this weekend I'm probably gonna go play out there at Somerville again with Jesse. And look what your boy has right here. This, my fellas, this would make me a membership. That is my membership. What is it? A push? What's it called? Jesse, like application membership.
Application.
My
new
membership
member
application for Somerville Country Club. I haven't really announced it because I know Jesse and I talked about it. What, like a week and a half ago? Something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it a while ago, and I never really told everybody. But I'm really thinking about joining. Looking like this next month, honestly, of just going out there and joining, because I go play with Jesse quite often, and why not? It saves me a good bit of money going out there and just doing that, because I'll probably play 4 or 5 times a month, if not more. It
Easily.
just saves me money. But yeah, like I said, weekends are the times that I really get to enjoy myself and just relax. I know Jay came up this past weekend. Really more than that, she came up last week. And I just got to actually enjoy my time with her because I don't get to see her too often. So I've been working hard, but also getting to relax whenever I actually get to.
That's awesome, man.
Thank
We're
you.
looking forward to
What about
having
you,
you out
Scotty?
there for sure.
Heck yeah.
Well, there are 2 things I want to get to before I get into what I got going on. Speaking of, Jesse was talking about hunting, fishing, snake killing, and everything else in between. We got a good page going called ATH Outdoors on Instagram. If you want to go follow us,
Yes.
that's the
Yes, we
Smashletes
do.
version. That's our Smashletes Outdoor page. So we got one of our really good buddies, Andrew Knox, kind of heading up that account, and he's working for Tao and in that facet. So if you want to go give that page a follow if you're interested in any of those activities, then I'll
He's
follow it
doing a
myself.
really-
and it's
he's
really
doing
good.
a really, really good job.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job with it too.
Very good job.
He's doing a really good job. I've referred that page to a few friends, and they've said they've really enjoyed the content. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then go out there and follow that page. My second point before I get to myself is, speaking of Tao and your name, I've had a lot of controversy come up on my phone with my friends about how you actually pronounce your name
Oh,
and
no.
how you're properly supposed to pronounce it. So I want you to go through tell us how, if you were approached on the street, how would you prefer your name, let's say your nickname, to be said?
Oh, it's Tao. I mean, like
Okay.
it is my last name, and I mean it doesn't bother me either way because I've heard teachers and grown-ups, I mean considering we are them now, my entire life call me Toe, just because I mean it's spelled like a tow truck. But like with all you guys, like you've said Tao my entire life, and it's just kind of stuck. I know, like for my Twitch name, people say Toe Gotti because that's what we came up with in high school. With a play off of Yo Gotti. But like just like if you're just gonna like talk to me, I prefer Tao just because it is my name, but it doesn't bother me either way.
Yeah, so I had so many of my good friends from back home that are big fans of the podcast, that will watch, and they see that back there, and then they hear us talk, and they're like, "You guys are saying it wrong." And I'm like, "Yeah, we're the ones saying it wrong."
Yeah, we don't.
But it's
know.
funny that I always
Okay, bud.
yeah. So I just explained it to them, just like, if you just say "ow" and you just put a T in front of it, 'cause that's how it's spelled. Say "Tao."
Pretty
So,
much.
but no, they were all up in arms about that, and I thought that was funny, so I just wanted to reference that. But no, with me going on right now, as I've stated before, I work for Union University, where me and Jesse played baseball, or at least took the field a few times. I don't know if it was considered playing baseball. We sure did a few things out there.
We were there.
We were doing something. We
yeah.
were doing something.
And, today was the first day of class, so today was quite the busy day. I know I was actually a little bit late for this podcast because I had so much going on this morning, but students are back. Everybody's going face to face class. You gotta have your mask and whatnot, but it's just so relieving to see kids back in the hallways and students. Man, I have my office here has a window in the front of it, and it's an interior office, so I see out to the hallway, and just seeing like students walk by like throughout the day is just a really relieving feeling, because at one point, we didn't know if we were ever going to get back to this point in the near future. So it is different, but it is relieving. I started class today as well myself because I'm a graduate student. I know me and Jesse are still pursuing that old degree, man. We're
Kicking
grinding
it out.
through it, but yeah. So started classes today as well in grad school.
Kudos.
So it's slow going right now, just because as you all know, it's syllabus week, so we're just kind of going over some stuff. So nothing tough, but last week moved into a new apartment here in Jackson.
Nice.
I've been living here, just moved from one property to another. Wanted to be a little bit closer to school, so the apartment that I just moved into with two other baseball players I've had previous relationships with, the apartment complex is literally just right off campus. I think both, obviously Jesse knows, but I think you, Tao and Bryan, I think you guys have actually been there before too, like coming to watch us play. And so it's those apartments that are just right outside the entrance. So it's extremely convenient.
Cherry Grove?
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, Cherry Grove. So
They've been
Oh,
shout out Cherry Grove.
What a place.
shout out Cherry Grove, baby.
We've been
Yeah.
there. We've been there a few times.
What a memory maker.
Yeah. So it's just really convenient, because the place that we were living at last year was like a good, like with no traffic, like 10-minute drive to school, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you got your 8 a.m.s, and especially for my roommates now, because obviously like I'm a retired player, but my roommates having practice and stuff, it's just inconvenient to have to drive 10 minutes back home.
Oh yeah.
Especially if you forget something, or whatever it may be. But
Rather be
now
right
I can
there,
literally
get
walk to
that.
my office if I wanted to.
No, I get that.
So that's
completely.
good. That was
Very nice.
it wasn't as stressful as I thought it would be, because we were really on top of stuff. So that was just awesome. We got through it, but now we're moved in and we're settled in and everything's good. And I'm just working on that right now, working on school and trying to focus a little bit more on golf. Actually, I know it sounds funny because we just play this like leisurely, but I actually am grinding right now, trying to get my swing.
Dude, I hear every bit of that. I will go in the backyard. I got my little piece of shit wiffle balls out there that I'm trying to just smoke.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much I can do. Every driving range around here is like 35, 40 minutes away from me. So for me to go there and then spend another $10 to $20 on however many balls I get, it's a pain in the butt. So I'd rather just go in the backyard and just chunk the grass, of course, right after we've mowed it. Just put some divots in there and hit these wiffle balls.
soon enough,
Yeah.
you'll have unlimited access to a golf course to hit balls all day long until your heart just until your hands just give out and your body just can't
Yes.
physically swing. So
Yes, indeed. And I will be
Yeah.
getting
won't have
into
to worry
work
about that
at about
anymore.
6:30, 7 in the morning on those Tuesday, Thursdays, just so I can get
Yeah.
out and go straight to play 9 holes right after. Leave work
That's
a little
right.
early and go straight to the
Yes,
course.
sir.
So yeah, man, I've just been grinding, man, and then I've taken my year away from the weight room after playing baseball all through high school and all through college and having to work out and non-voluntarily. So once I was done, I was like, I'm gonna take a good while off
Just
from
relax.
this.
Let
And
the body
so,
just chill out.
yeah, so I got through that, and now I'm finally like, you know what, it's time to get back in there and get after it. So
Yep.
my roommates have been really pushing me through there and been working out. So right now I've already got my workout in this morning. So right now I'm just super pooped, but it's
Dude,
all
I
good.
hear you. See, my break was a little different than yours. Mine was a solid 2 weeks, and then I was like, okay, I have to.
I know, dude. I feel so bad for saying that I took literally like almost a year off, but that's just
No,
hey,
it
that's
makes
just
sense,
what it
though.
was, man.
I get it because, like, I know for like my experience, it was probably very similar to your guys. Is with college baseball, we worked out at a minimum of 4 times a week, minimum.
Yeah,
And
it was tough.
it
And
was for us.
not
It was legs every single day. It was awful.
mm-hmm.
Boo.
That's the tough one.
Oh, big
Yeah.
boo.
Oh gosh, that deserves a boo. Not to mention most of those workouts are usually at 5:30, 6 a.m.
Yep.
Because I know, yeah. So me and Jesse, we were pushing through those 6 a.m.s there, especially senior year. Senior year, we really ramped it up, and we were working out real hard. And we were in there at 6 a.m. like 3 times a week. And
Yep. Just
so,
grinding
it
it
was
out.
it was
Well,
tough.
say
Jesse was
this.
dragging
I'll
at
say-
6
I'll say
a.m.
this. Oh, dude, those were rough. I'll say this: if you've never worked out before 6 a.m., it is unbelievable how much sweat your body can produce
dude.
that early in
It's
the morning.
Stupid.
unreal.
I mean, it is unbelievable. I mean, I sweat more at 5:30 in the morning working out than I ever did.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? I'm kind of with Scott. I've worked out maybe 3 times since I graduated last May. Not this past May, the May before that.
Yeah.
I got you,
So-
A year ago.
So I don't really know what it's like to sweat in the weight room. I need to get back in there
Dang.
myself.
Funny
Brittany
thing
and I have
is-
been talking about joining the gym here in town. But I'll say you can pour some sweat before 6 a.m. if you're working
Yeah.
out. It's unbelievable.
Funny thing is, Jesse
dude,
may have
so-
stopped working out, but he's still the same weight.
Dude, I don't know how.
Only thing that's
Dang.
really changed my belly. My belly has just expanded a little bit. That's about it.
Oh,
That's all.
shoot.
I'm getting that like post-retirement catcher's belly.
No, and that, like, dude, like, that's my
Yeah.
biggest fear, honestly. I think that's the reason I keep working out as much as I do, is because I'm like, damn, I refuse to get that. Like, I refuse to, like, my dad, I mean, just, like, most of our dads, honestly, like, they're older guys, so, like, working out to them is just kind of like I'll go walk, I'll go swim at the pool, but they're going to have a
Mhm.
big
Go
old
walk the
belly.
dog.
Baby.
Big old belly. And I just do not want to get that.
No, man, I've been a little cornstalk, little skinny thing my whole life. I plan on sticking that way. I like adding the muscle, but I don't want any extra fat in the belly. It looks even worse. Like a thick, like hefty guy that's got a belly doesn't look so bad. But like you
Yeah.
got that little skinny, like scrawny guy like me, and you put a belly on it, looks awful. So I'm trying to get rid of that.
It wouldn't look right.
But I'll wrap up my piece just saying, like I said, school started back this week, so all the baseball guys are back, all the students are back, and it was great to see those guys because obviously, like me and Jesse played with those guys,
That's awesome.
and so it was awesome to see them. I worked out with them today. There was a bunch of guys in there, so it was good to see those.
Dude, I'm with you.
You guys know, like those. You guys know those teammates are like brothers, man. It's like those
yeah.
guys you would do anything for.
And that's what
So
sucks
that
about it
relationship
for
is
me.
special.
Is I'm right there with you where, like, I hate that I'm not going back to school. I mean, I love that I'm done.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've
Yeah.
been there for 5 years, and to not go back and see all my buddies that I've made over these last 5 years on that team, it sucks.
Yep.
It does suck.
Dude, I'll say this, man. Like, even like I'm fortunate enough to continue to go to school here at a higher level and be working here, but and so I'm still extremely involved. But it's so different not being on the team, and it's such a
Oh
like
yeah.
a demoralizing feeling. It sucks, but like I said, if I get to go up and work out with them, and I get I actually just later on this afternoon I'm planning on going out there and throwing some BP to some guys. So like I'm still involved, but it's just so different. But actually, funny story today, Tal. Driving on campus this morning, we have a huge community of walkers here on campus. People that just like to walk around, and that's how they get their workout in.
Nice.
Hey, Arkansas Monticello shirt rear its face today.
Hey,
Can you believe that?
hey. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
That's the place. That's
the
the place
green,
to be.
the green Arkansas Monticello shirt right here on Union University's campus,
You
man.
see the old boll weevil shining its way through the campus.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking
But
about.
That's
hey,
awesome.
so I like that. That's a good way to wrap up that segment, man. Tal, I see you sipping on something over there every so often. What do you got over there, man?
Gentlemen, I've got this nice Smashletes mug, of course.
Ooh,
Dugout mugs,
Yeah, sweet.
wonderful. But your boy is drinking on some wonderful Natter days tonight for this podcast. Getting a little sip, enjoying
That's
a little
right,
taste
old
of Rooney.
son.
Just enjoying a little taste.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, boy.
Oh yeah,
That mug is sweet, dude.
dude. Thank you. I thought
Sweet
something
mug.
about we're all baseball guys, so like something about that mug. It's like it's the end of a baseball bat. It's just
Dude,
sweet, dude.
it's so cool, and they sent it to me, and I wasn't even like expecting it. They sent me that one, and then they sent me this one, which is a Colorado Rockies one,
Yeah.
because they know that I'm a Rockies fan, and I was like, yo, this is sick.
Dude.
So I've been using
is
them. Like
awesome.
I just think they're super dope.
What are you other boys sipping on, man? I think I'm the Lone Ranger here. I don't have a drink tonight. I usually have a water or a Coke or something with me. But what are you other two guys?
Scotty,
So you
you're,
got some
you're letting Coca-Cola down.
I know, dude. This is
Right here in this
perfect
right
time to have a
here.
Coke.
Right here in this cup, I've got some nice, cold, almost too cold to hold ice water because I'm fighting with my life right now. My allergies and sinuses. So I'm just pounding water and hoping that
boy.
refreshes me. I hate that I'm missing out on the tasty beverages. But tonight it's just going to be water for me.
Oh man, I hate that.
PSA, he
Hey,
does
help.
not have the Rona.
He does not. He
I
went and
don't
got
have it.
tested. He's good.
I tested
Hell.
negative yesterday. Sure did.
Health comes first, Jesse. So I
That's
tip
right.
my hat to you for taking care of your body, man. That's
Health
good.
is wealth, baby.
Bryan, what you got, dude?
Walmart mug, baby. Just got a good old classic wild turkey, just a smooth whiskey mixy.
On the rocks.
Nothing like
There you
that
go.
after a long day at work. Come home, eat some good grub the wife cooks up, and get on the podcast with the boys and mix up a smoothie.
Absolutely.
So-
That's right, old
Hey,
son.
speaking
That's right, old son.
speaking of
That's
Speaking
right,
of
old
Walmart
son.
cups, speaking of Walmart cups, I hate that I'm missing out. I don't have anything on me tonight because usually I have if you go in my kitchen back home, I have like a smorgasbord of souvenir cups from just random places. I'm a huge souvenir cups guy.
Dude,
If I go to a
love 'em.
restaurant, dude, if I go to a restaurant and you're gonna let me take the cup home, yes sir, I'll take it.
Yes, sir.
Dude, I
Or
gotta
if you
use
go
them.
to-
We gotta bust out our Lambert's Cafe cups on here before too
Oh
long,
my
Scotty.
gosh, dude, those Lambert's Cafe cups. Oh man,
Dude,
those
I'm
are
like,
huge. They're so good.
sometimes I'm scared to
Like
go
that.
out there. Is that
Oh,
where they
yeah.
throw the rolls?
Yeah,
Hand toss
Dude,
rolls,
that's
baby.
terrifying
Last
to me.
time-
I'm
Scott-
waiting for somebody to just wind
Scott-
back and just heave a heater and just smoke
I'll
me in the
let-
face.
Last time
It's
I'll
happened
let
to me.
Scott tell the story here, but we ate recently. I guess it was on the way back from my bachelor party in March.
No, y'all
Scott
stopped
spent-
at like 9 o'clock at night, didn't you?
Yeah,
That's late,
he
man.
spent a good 20 minutes convincing me. I'll let Scott talk more about it, but like he spent a good 20 minutes convincing me to do it.
Yeah,
I
so
forgot about
we were
that.
on the way back. It was just me and Jesse. We were on the way back from his bachelor trip up in Hunter's neck of the woods in St. Louis, and I knew that we were passing by because we were passing by the billboard that was advertising it, and I was like, dude, I haven't had Lambert's in so long. Like, just kind of said that, and Jesse was like, yeah, me either. And I was like, man, some fish sounds really good right now. He was like, "Yeah, you're right, it does."
Yes, sir.
And but he wasn't going.
Yes,
He wasn't
sir.
going for it, dude. He was not having it, man. He was like, "Yeah, I know, man. I just want to get home though. I can get something else." And, I was like, "Dude, come on, man. We gotta go to Lambert's. Come on, dude."
It was about 8 o'clock, but it was
wasn't
about 8
like,
o'clock
yeah,
at
like,
night. We still had like about 30 minutes to go, and
yeah,
Scott was like, "Man," he was like, "Think about this. He was like, how many times are you and me just riding down the road together, and we have the opportunity to go sit down and eat Lambert's?"
yep,
And I was like, and this is like pre-COVID. This is like the weekend before everything got shut
dude,
down.
seriously,
I'd be
yeah.
like, maybe
So, like,
once.
looking back,
Maybe one time
yeah,
we've
like
had
looking
this opportunity.
Yeah, I was like, dude, like you're right. Like we're not gonna have this opportunity, like really for like a while, until we go visit
Yeah.
St. Louis again. And
It was
stuff. So I was
it
like,
was
you
an
know what?
opportunity.
We're gonna get some catfish.
Yep, it was an opportunity. I'm glad we took. But man, I mean, just to go through a few, I got Lambert's cups, I got Gus's world famous chicken cups, I got
Yes.
Nuke's cups.
Yeah,
Dude, I got
You got
cups from
commissary cups?
everywhere. No, I don't have any of those.
top
Oh.
top three cups. This is a hot take. Top 3 cups: Booyahs, Nukes, and the commissary.
Dude, I have
My
all
man!
3 of them.
My man!
I knew Brian would like that.
Multiple of all 3 of them.
I got
Yes.
50 Booyahs cups at home.
You give me a Booyah's burrito, a Nuke's
Yep.
Q, and anything on the commissary menu.
Dude, see, for
You're
me,
dang right, old
for me,
son.
it wasn't Booyah's. Mine are Whaley's. That's where I had gotten it from. It was Booyah's
Those
cups.
are the same cups though.
Yeah, no, it's the same cup, but I'd gotten them from Whaley's, which is
Oh,
so.
that was like the pizza joint, wasn't it?
Yes. dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
miss that place.
Carnival
Oh,
place,
yeah.
Scotty.
oh, okay. Well, no wonder I don't know
Carnival
what you're talking
place, yeah.
about. But
Yep.
yeah, then other than that, I just have I have a ton of the movie theater cups. So like, when they have when Star Wars came out,
Oh, yeah.
they do cups for that. Like, so I have a bunch of those, and then I have I have like 2 Memphis Redbirds cups, a Jackson Generals cup, and like 5,000 Ole Miss cups from the football stadium. Because we be rock and rolling down there on Saturdays in Oxford.
Of course.
So I always get a cup from there. But no, so anyway, yeah. I tell you what, let's transition into some actual golf, man. We got to get to the golf. We've had a good time doing this.
I saw a couple people commenting on the Instagram about your hot take of
I got roasted.
dude.
Can I defend myself for just a second, just really really quickly? So
Briefly,
just because
you already got put in the body
I
bag.
know, because I got put in a body bag in the comments. So listen, I didn't. Okay, here's what almost every comment said. This was the biggest response. Was everybody's big thing was you can't, like, he's not going to be Tiger. Let him be himself. Okay, so I'm not saying that he's going to be Tiger. Like, I was only using that as reference for like what he's capable of as far as like success. Now, do I think he's going to go win a major by 15 strokes like Tiger did? No. Do I think he's going to be Tiger? No. Like, I want Colin to be Colin, but I was only referencing that, and I was only saying that, like, that was my take, because I think he's going to be really, really good, and I think he's going to be on top at some point for a while, and I think he's going to stay there. And that's all I meant by that. So I feel bad because I felt like I was like disrespecting people when I said that, but no, that take was simply just to like acknowledge the fact that he's going to be one of the top 5 golfers for a long time here, like pretty soon. But no, I want Colin to be Colin. I want him to make his, determine his own destiny. And I think there's never going to be another Tiger Woods. So I don't want that to get out of context.
I believe there was another big sports commentator person that on Twitter, Scott, that had the same take as you.
Dude, same take, man.
And nobody
Paige,
bashed her
man.
for it.
Paige. Nobody's bashing Paige for that, dude.
Shout out Paige. Shout out Scott.
Literally was a topic on her podcast. Might I add that I tweeted it before she did. So maybe somehow through the grapevine, Paige is maybe Paige saw my tweet and was like, "That's a good topic."
That dude's a genius.
That guy's
But no,
a genius.
okay. So let me. I'm gonna let that go. Bryan, I think you have an announcement.
Yes, I do. Appreciate you giving me the spotlight here for a hot second. I just wanted to come out to announce to y'all, as the Golfletes crew, and to our listeners, that your boy here, shout out to my brother Brandon for hooking us up with this, but I will be attending the 2021 PGA Championship Tournament, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday rounds at Kiawah Island. So for those that listen to our podcast, that was one of my dream courses to play, and I'll be getting to go and watch the PGA Championship there next May.
That is
Oh,
so
weekend, dude. That's
awesome.
sweet.
The whole weekend?
I can't even
Dude.
Whole
I can't even
weekend,
wrap
baby.
my mind around.
Yes.
Where is this course at? Where's it
South
at?
Carolina, I believe.
Dude, that is incredible.
Dude,
the
it's
gonna-
whole
Oh my gosh, dude.
weekend.
That
It's
is
gonna
going to be
be-
sick.
Awesome.
You're going to come back
Awesome.
redder
That's-
than a tomato.
Yeah.
Yeah. Better bring your bucket hat.
Hey, no,
Yeah.
no. Serious note, if y'all want like a little souvenir ball or something like that, like Venmo me some money,
Yo, literally, please.
I'll get it for you.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I'm all
I
in
can't
on
wait
that.
to I
dude.
can't
I'm
wait
all
to
in on
bring it
that.
out there to Somerville and plunk it into the water on that hole.
Number
In the
7.
water.
Number 7.
That's our hole now, Tal. That's our hole now, dude.
Dude, we made that hole a
Yep,
bitch.
y'all got real estate there.
Yes, we did.
Y'all got
Seriously.
real estate there.
That is
But
big
yeah,
time
man.
up there, Brian. That's big
Dude,
time,
I'm stoked. I'm stoked.
That's
So for
awesome.
you.
It's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
That's awesome, man. Let's man, that's seriously like I'm speechless right now. That's seriously like I mean that's a major,
crazy.
dude. It's a major.
Dude,
That's a
It's
big
not just any
tournament.
tournament.
That's a big
not
And it's your
tournament.
birthday too. That makes it even better.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be some
That's
big
crazy.
That's
names.
a birthday.
Think about this. What if I go and old T Woo is in the running on Sunday?
Dog.
Wearing that
That'd be
red.
crazy.
The
Yes,
old,
sir.
the old Tiger Red.
Wearing that red, dude.
You gotta
So,
like what you gotta
let's
do
get
is
to our
if Tiger's wearing it, you gotta ask him like, "Hey, can I get that shirt?" Just have him take it off and give it to you after the round.
Dude, if he's playing on Sunday, I'm gonna follow him. I'm gonna go. I gotta be the guy on TV that yells, "Tiger!" Gotta be
You
that
can
guy.
do it, too.
I gotta be that guy.
Mashed potatoes.
That's crazy,
Oh my
man.
God.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Let's take
It'll be fun.
Let's take it from. It's gonna be super fun. Let's take it from here. Let's take it down a notch. I hate to do it because that's such an awesome topic, but this is gonna be a good one
Can't
too. We're
top
gonna get
that.
into our segment for this week. Our segment for this week is this or that, and I think we got a good topic for you guys this week. And you guys don't. Tal knows what it is. You two don't know what it is. Jesse or Brian. So let's
No.
get this. This is going to be an interesting one. This week's this or that is: would you rather duff a chip, or would you rather
Uh-huh.
skull it or thin it over the green? So you got to think about
Dude, that's
this.
like, oh my gosh.
You got to really think about this now.
Question.
Wow.
Is it what we would rather do or what we often do?
What you
One of
would
the-
rather?
no, it's one. It's one of the two. One of the two is happening.
Kind of like
You
a
gotta
kind of
pick
like a
which
pick your
one.
poison type thing.
Pick your
Kinda
poison.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay.
Which
I got
one?
mine. I got
which
mine.
one would make you want to
I got
snap
mine.
a club less?
I got mine.
Okay, I got
Sure.
mine.
Let me kick it off. My this or
All right.
that on these two topics. I'm gonna go duff a chip. Okay. Now, I feel like that might be the minority of the answers, or maybe not. I don't really know. But here's my reasoning behind that: is I've thinned enough chips to know that on most occasions when you thin a chip and it goes over the green, it usually puts you in a worse spot. Obviously, a worse spot than where you were, especially because here's something that a lot of people don't know. And for all of you Golfletes around the pin listeners out there, fun fact of the day: when people are designing these golf courses and they're building these golf courses, the designs stop at the back of the green, right? They don't go past the green on most occasions. And most occasions, it's whatever's back there is back there. Right? They're not going to build anything for you. You know, they're not going to build a brick wall back there for you in case you go over. Right? So a lot of the times when you go over the green because you thin it, you're in pretty bad spots. Now, why I chose to duff it is because think about this: if you duff it, yeah, it's not going anywhere, but you are close to the green, and you are probably going to be in about the same position you were. So that's why I'll go there. Because a lot of times, like when I duff a chip, unless there's a bunker in front of me or something, obviously that sucks. But still, I just still feel like I'd rather be short than long. So that's my this or that. That's my reasoning. Hopefully, that's good enough to maybe convince you guys. Maybe
It was
Maybe-
good. That
maybe
was good.
switch some opinions on you guys there. I gave some good knowledge there.
You did. I'm gonna piggyback off of you really fast. That was exactly where I was gonna go with it. Is they don't design the course to be played past the green. You know what I mean? Like past the green is just a terrible, terrible place that you don't want to find yourself.
It's bad.
But I will say, I cannot stand it. Like it gets me heated when I duff a chip because essentially what you're doing is you're not even giving yourself a chance. So
Yep.
I would personally rather thin one and advance the ball than sit there and just hit straight ground and watch my ball roll, 2 and 3 feet in front of me. There's just no more demoralizing feeling on the golf course than hitting like a couple inches behind a chip or like hitting 6 inches behind a shot. But like, man, it drives me nuts duffing a chip. So I would rather advance the ball and give it a shot at hitting the pin, hitting the house, hitting the brick wall, hitting something.
Yeah. I was going to say that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point that I didn't really think of, especially after this weekend. You literally on a par 3 hit the flag. It wasn't. Now I'll say this: it wasn't a thin, so it was a good shot. But that green, there's no telling. Or that, if you think, obviously the listeners don't know this, but where that pin was on that par 3, if you hit the flag, that means it would have landed past the hole. And if you land past the hole on that green, there's no telling where that ball's going. But luckily, you hit the flag, got tied up in it, and it came straight down and was like less than a ball's length away from the hole. So that's a good point there.
Just
I like that a lot.
Short clip for the listeners. In 2 weeks, I've almost hit 2 hole-in-ones on the same hole at Somerville. And I cannot get any closer to a hole-in-one because both of them have been right just almost up against the lip. I mean, inches. So I don't know when it's going to happen, man. But, yeah, that's a good point, Scott. Behind that green is just cart path and downhill. So there's just no – it's not where you want to be. But I would rather hit the ball, blade it, and give my chance. Like, if you duff a chip, you really don't even hit the ball. You know what I mean? And that's kind of demoralizing to not even make contact on a chip,
Yeah. Tal, what you got?
That's my thoughts.
I'm going to be honest. When it comes to either just duffing a chip or just skull blasting it over the green, I would honestly rather hit it past the green. I would much rather do that. And same reason as Jesse. When I sit there and I duff a chip, it will piss me off more than anything in the world. I want to throw my club into the closest water near me. Because what I know is, and I watched it happen with Mr. David in the last tournament that we played, where he duffed one. You get pissed off about it, right? Like, you're not happy that you just did that. You go up and you'll be half carrying, and then you'll duff it again. And then that just pushes you over the edge. You get even more mad. And
I'll be honest.
That's fair.
See, at least when you blade it, you have a chance to walk it off. You know what I mean? You have a chance to walk off your frustration. You're not just stepping back over that same shot.
You're not taking 2 steps and then going,
you don't have it in the back of your head. Like, look, I just hit the same shot. Like, I can't duff this one. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You at least have a chance to walk and think things out before you hit the next shot.
On that note, I'll go the contrary. I hate thinning one simply because I have to walk to go get it. At least a duff, I got to take a few steps and I'm there. It's like when I thin one and I see it's just coming like, wow. It's just going like it was going to just roll forever at the front. I just go. I don't want to have to go walk and get it, man.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one.
Bryan, what do you think?
I've been sitting here pondering this back and forth in my head, quarreling, and I'm going to say I would rather duff. And there's a few reasons why I say that. Reason number one is because of the things I've said in the past. And for those that listened to a few podcasts ago, I kind of got on Hunter's case during the Somerville tournament. And let's just say Hunter scalded a lot of wedge shots. And so that's reason one why I have to go with duff. Reason number two is, oh, Lord. And that's just because on a thin shot, like you said, Scotty, for one, I got to go walk to it. But two, I don't know. Thinning one, I'm okay with. But scalding one, like when you just scald one, no. Because usually you don't just hit it 10 yards past the green. You're like 30, 40 yards past the green. You got to hit like a, you got to hit like a 3/4 sand wedge in there or whatever. So
That thing's
I'm
Tokyo
out.
drifting
I'm out on that one.
around the tree all out there. My goodness.
When you scald one, you're hoping your ball hits the flag.
You're praying.
Yep. And
Praying.
most times
It's
it don't.
something. Hits a cart, hits a body, hits something.
It's
Get lucky. Hit a house.
I tell you what, man, I'm really excited
Lance
about what we're about to get to. So Jesse he's been heading up some social media stuff, and he's informed me for the show that we have some viewer questions.
Yes,
So
sir.
I want Jesse to first of all, thank you to the viewers for sending in questions. As we always say, we love feedback, man. But I think this is gonna be really fun. So we had some viewers send in some questions to us. So Jesse, fire away.
Heck
The
yeah.
few we got time for maybe two. We got time for about two or three of those.
Yeah, I got two. I only got two. We got two
Awesome.
this
That's
week.
perfect.
Okay.
Let's get through these
Cool.
two, man. Let's see what we got.
Yep. All right. So Jack sent us in a question, and he actually sent it to me on TikTok of all things.
yes, sir.
Jack
okay.
says, what are you guys' thoughts on newer equipment providing better game improvement? So basically, does new equipment provide forgiveness and provide game improvement?
Let me say this
That's good.
really quick point. I won't expand too much into this because we could go really far. I'll say this
Yeah.
very broadly. If you take, let's say, for example, hand-me-down equipment, it's aged and it's older. Nothing wrong with it, right? It's just older. It doesn't have the newest technology in it, whatever it may be. If you take a bad swing with older equipment, I don't know that newer equipment or newer technology is going to help a bad swing. So here's the last thing that I'll say with that. I'll let you guys kind of talk about it too. I had hand-me-down clubs for the longest. That's obviously what I started with. Is one of my dad's old sets that was probably from the '90s, an old Ben Hogan set, which I actually fell in love with. And now that I've moved on from them, I still have them in my trunk. They're my emergency set, and I'll probably keep them and never sell them just for sentimental value because they were my dad's. But before, and it wasn't long after I had those and really got into the golf game that I knew I wanted something newer. But I didn't move up to my Titleist set that has newer technology to it until I really felt like I was extremely comfortable with my swing with my older set. So I wouldn't suggest getting the newer technology just to do it because you think, it's just immediately going to help your game, because it won't. I was really committed to my swing when I upgraded my set, if that makes sense. I was really comfortable with where I was. I think I was consistently shooting upper 80s with my Ben Hogan older hand-me-down set before I even considered upgrading. So the new technology, is it good? Yes, it's actually fantastic. Is it going to help you? Yes, maybe a little bit, but I don't know that it's going to help you if you really aren't committed to it. So that's what I'll say about that. Good, yes. Beneficial, maybe.
I like that answer. I like that answer a lot. I feel like I can relate to what you're saying as well, because you look at my clubs, they're not like super old, but for me, they've been used so much for so long that I know we've all talked about it as well on the course, is that I probably need a new driver. I could use a new iron set just because like they are getting that usage, just wear and tear on it. And like, they're a beginner set, you could say, but at the same time, because of that, it kind of gives me like an awareness of what my swing is. So like I'm using them until I can consistently shoot better with these, and then once I get there, it's like, all right, now I can upgrade. Like when we had the tournament in Somerville, I used Brandon, one of our buddies. I used his driver, and then I used his, I want to say it was his 3-wood or a hybrid club, and I smoked balls with them, like just shredded these golf balls. But at the same time, it's like is it really worth me spending $1,000, $1,300 on a whole new set when I'm shooting like low 90s? Like, is it really worth it at the time, or should I wait, work on my swing like you said a little while, get better with the clubs that I do have, and then upgrade? It's just an argument that I guess I have to have with myself.
Well, here's why I gave that point. I gave that point is because So when I transitioned from my Ben Hogan older set to my new Titleist, and they weren't brand new, but they were newer technology. I think they were released in 2017, Titleist AP twos. The reason I say that you definitely need to be comfortable with your swing before you switch is because when you get a new set of irons, even if the technology is newer and even if they are better clubs, it's a huge adjustment because everything is different, right? It's different grips, it's different weights. It feels different when you're swinging. It feels different when you're pulling it back, and that was something that I dealt with. When I got my Titleist irons, is I didn't have to change my swing any, but I had to get adjusted to the new clubs. So if you're not comfortable with your swing at the time, you're just going to set yourself back even farther. That's why I say, like you're working on getting comfortable with your game right now, and that's something that I was fully committed to. Like I was comfortable with where I was. I felt good with my swing, so that's when I decided, okay, I'll make the change. But
Exactly.
if you're not comfortable with it, getting a new set may help in the long run, but at the time, it's just only going to set you back because it's just more adjustments you're going to have to
Yep.
make.
And I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with the swing that I have, but I also feel like there is small little tweaks that I can make in different areas of my game that could help. I'll say this. Look,
Yeah.
I've got a beginner set, not the greatest club set in the world, but your boy did shoot better than Scott this past weekend.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe you brought that up.
That's awesome.
That was
I had to do it.
Got
okay.
him.
I'm not going to expand on this any. I had a bad day. Okay? Had a bad
Jesse,
day.
what you think, dog?
I'll go into my point then. I'll be brief here. Do I think that new clubs will make you a better golfer? Yes and no. I think that if you take a look at a TaylorMade R9 or an R11 and then you match it up with like an M5 or a Sim, yes, those clubs will provide more forgiveness because of the newer technology that's put in them. They're designed to be more forgiving. That's just the way that they have come out with them because golf dealers obviously want to sell clubs, and the only way they're going to sell clubs is to provide clubs that provide golfers with more opportunities to have forgiveness and improve their mishits a little bit. That's really the biggest difference I've noticed in upgrading my irons. Was going from an older, smaller head set to a more just a little bit size, a little bit not. I don't have huge cavity backs, but they're just a step above, your smaller blade style irons, and I like them a lot. And they improve my mishits more than anything. Did they help my swing? Did they help my swing path at all? No, that was all me. I had to learn that and work really hard on it. But as far as mishits go, that's where you see your forgiveness and improvement. So I guess where I'm trying to go with yes, they do actually improve. But if you're looking at an M5 to a Sim, last year's driver to this year's driver, is there that many differences worth buying the newest model? No, But I mean, I hit the Ping G410 driver right now, and I upgraded from a Cobra, an old Cobra that like it was dang near a steel shafted driver. That's how old it is and stuff with a little bitty head on it. And I'm seeing I love this driver. I mean, it's got so much forgiveness and adjustable weights and all that you just don't have in older clubs that can improve your mishits and stuff. So I would say that new equipment does mean something, but it's not everything.
Bryan?
Yep. I'm going to agree with all y'all. A little bit of yes and a little bit of no. Yes, in the fact, well, I'll start off with, like y'all said, it's not going to fix a bad swing. So once you get your fundamentals down, then I think the best thing to do after that is to go find just set that fits your swing. That doesn't necessarily mean get fitted, but just find like a club, a brand,
That you
that fits
enjoy.
you. Yeah, that you enjoy, you feel confident
It
with,
feels good.
and you swing
it feels
good. Yeah, once you have your fundamentals down, because I mean, like if you got a swing path that's so far out to in, like y'all were saying, it doesn't matter if you hit a brand new club or you hit a 25-year-old club, that ball's going to slice.
Yep.
If you're right-handed. So I think once you get your fundamentals down, like y'all were saying, with your whatever clubs you get for free or really cheap, and then you look into getting something newer, doesn't have to be brand new, but newer, then it's really going to hone in your skill set.
I want to touch on that too. I think there's a huge misconception really quick about getting new clubs. People think when you get new clubs, you have to buy a brand new set of clubs, never been used, for, up to $1,200 for a set of irons and stuff like that, and $500 for drivers. I think there's a huge misconception because you can find such good deals on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, all these other places that you don't have to buy brand new clubs. You know what I mean? Newer and upgraded clubs, it's going to be new to you. You know what I mean? You don't have to pay for a brand new set. They can be lightly used or lightly worn, you know what I mean? And they're still going to be fine. You don't want to get shafted, obviously, but you don't have to pay bukus of money to get new items.
My entire bag has either come from Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and other friends. I have not bought anything from a retailer or a business of any kind.
Does Callaway pre-owned count as a business? Because I mean they're pre-owned.
Well, because they're
pre-owned. That
as
like an eBay.
That's a good place to go, especially for people.
Callaway pre-owned is a really good place, though.
And it's not just Callaway. You can find other brands on there. But yeah, so with Facebook Marketplace and eBay, be careful there. But you can. I mean, that's where I got my irons from Facebook Marketplace, my driver from eBay, and I got my putter from a buddy of mine. So, that's what it is. What it is. Everything's was used, but it was gently used, and it was brand new to me. So works out well.
Heck yeah.
Jesse, what's your other question, man?
Last question. I feel like I already know the answer to at least one of your. I know what Brian's going to say here, but Sam sent in, what are your guys' thoughts on old school golf shoes versus the new golf shoes? So
I'll go first.
That's all I said. So
Hey,
I'm assuming
Brian,
old, like is it look and style. So
Brian, before you go, shout out Jack for the last question. Shout out Sam for this question. Really appreciate it.
yeah,
Go ahead, Brian.
Yep.
Yeah. Old shoes versus new shoes, right? For those that watched, I believe it was our first podcast, maybe. I don't quite remember exactly, but can't beat the classics. Can't beat the classics. So you get the old school with the I don't even know what they call it, but that big decorative piece in the middle of the golf shoe, the FootJoy golf shoes. I think that the white leather on the front and the back, and like a dark tan or light tan alligator patch in the middle with the FootJoy logo in that. Dude, that is pimping.
Yeah,
that's an old school look, but they do make new models of that shoe with the same look. So you don't have to necessarily go buy an old crusty pair. They do make their new models, and they still make
Justin Thomas wears classic style shoes.
And
He wears exactly what you just described.
So
he has the one color on the front and the back, and then the big piece in the middle that's a different color. He wears those,
and he is good. So
they look good.
I would say this. I do like those. I like the old school. I would like to have a pair at some point in my career. I think I would assume Jesse is going to take this out as well. I love just the new, I love the new style look. I'm a big Nike guy. And so, Nike has, 2 or 3 pairs that have pretty much been designed pretty much for Tiger by Tiger. Because he still wears kind of the classic look where they're just, pretty much one color, nothing special to them. They still make a few pairs of those. They'll release those every year, but most of what Nike will sell and Adidas and, Under Armour will sell will be like the more flashy, newer style shoe. And that's what I prefer, not because I don't like the old school. I love the old school, but the newer style fits my outfits better because I think you're not going to wear the old school shoes like Brian was describing with like khaki shorts and like a polo. I think those look really good with pants.
Oh, I will.
I mean, I know you will.
Untucked.
Untucked and all that. I think it looks really good with pants tucked in. A nice hat, a good outfit. I think with the heat down here in the South and everything, we're most of the time. I mean, we never really play in pants unless it gets kind of chilly, but we'll always have like our nice khaki shorts on and a polo. And I think when you take those golf shoes from like Nike and even FootJoy and like Under Armour and those ones that look like tennis shoes, it fits better in the outfit. It makes it look a little better. So that's what I prefer. Plus, they're really comfy. They feel like tennis shoes too. So So I like that's my preferred style.
What do you
What y'all
think,
got?
Tal?
Me personally, I like the new school. The old school look to me is just it's cool in a way if worn right in my eyes, but for me, I'm not a big fan of the old school look. I just think I don't want to say outdated, but it's just not as customizable, right? I like flashy, I like colors, I like all those things because like with my style, the things that I like to wear on the golf course, I think it fits better. Kind of how Scotty was saying. Like I feel like it fits
100%.
the look that I put out whenever I go play much better.
Yep. I would 100% agree with that, Terrell.
I think
I
it was
really like those
big
points.
for us. Well, one second, Jesse. One second. Like I think it was big for us
Go
too
ahead.
because when we were really growing up and kind of getting into the golf game, who was really big and who was a trailblazer for this category was Ricky Fowler. He really opened up fashion in golf, and when I say fashion, I don't mean that just so off the wall. I mean it in a way that like he really brought new school outfits and new school designs and colors and flashy into the game, and that's when we really got
Yeah.
into the game was when he was coming out in full
Yes.
highlighter orange or full highlighter green with all the colors and everything. And I think that's when we got into it. And so for us, that's what we see as like a golfer's outfit is flashy, but at the
Oh,
same
dude,
time
yeah.
very formal,
If I'm
very
ever playing
formal
like
and
in a
very
tournament where if I get to the point where I'm shooting like even par regularly or like just a little above or below, and I'm going to play tournaments like by myself, right? I'd probably do the same thing because you got that look that you want. Not so much that you want to like be like a big standout, but you also want to be able
mm,
to be yourself, right? Like if I want to go out there like with that kind of look where I have neon green all the way down, like if I want to go out there and wear that and feel right, I'm gonna do it.
you better play well.
Like yeah, like I
Yeah,
have to
you
play
better
well,
play
but
well.
like I'm gonna do it.
See, what were you
For
about to
me,
get
this
to?
one's tough. For me, this one's tough, but it's also easy at the same time. Just to kind of wrap up, I really do like the old school look. I like it a lot. My first pair of golf shoes were a hand me down pair from my dad. They were FootJoy, and they were the like Bryan was saying, the old school white on the front, white on the back with the black like leather piece in the middle. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I really I liked those for a long time, and I wore those until I really got serious about golf. But I'm a huge Adidas tennis shoe um, wearer. Like I love the
Yes.
cloud foam that Adidas has come out with. I mean, it's just so comfy. Like I'm not huge on style with shoes. I really go for comfort. And for me personally, the newer style golf shoe just fits my preference because when I've got some Adidas golf shoes that I wear right now as my main pair, and they feel exactly like an Adidas tennis shoe. So I was like, you're telling me I can get the same cloud foam that I wear in my tennis shoes, and they feel the exact same in my golf shoe, except they're waterproof and a little bit more sturdy. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
that's a pretty easy choice for me.
Yeah.
And they're pretty stylish, you know what I mean? But there's also like if I had $230 to drop on some golf shoes, I would get a pair of like G4s because they make the really nice old school looking shoe, and apparently they're just like unbelievably comfortable. So I
Mm-hmm.
probably would get an old school pair just to have, but I don't have that kind of spending money right now. Um, but
Yeah.
I think if I had to choose, I guess I would go with new school. But I really am a big fan of old school too. That was
Shout
a
out
really
really
good
quick
question. Shout
to
out, yeah,
I
Sam
was
and
gonna
Jack.
say shout out to Sam and Jack, but I was gonna say shout out Matt, your cousin Matt, because he actually has a pair of the old school Nikes. They just came out. They're newly released, but they're old school style Nikes. You know the
Yep.
solid color black on the top, real small white Nike swoosh with the white
Yep.
sole, and it looks like a dress shoe, but it's a golf shoe. And
Yeah.
I know he was talking really highly about those the day that we played with him out there, and he was wearing those. So the brands have them. Most brands will have
Yeah.
those, but um,
Well, he's also got the G4s, those really nice
yeah,
G4 classy old school look too, and that's where I have seen those, and I mean, they look awesome. I like you said, like my
yeah,
outfits when I play, I'm usually unless I'm at a tournament, I'm playing with shirt untucked and just sunglasses on, just hanging out with you guys, having a good
yeah.
time. So I'm not really worried about dressing to impress, but both
Man,
are good. That was a good question.
Now that I say that, man, those two questions, one about technology and clubs and one about different types of shoes. We should have brought Matt on because he's the guy that knows all about that, doesn't he?
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Because he's always got the new. I know just real quick the wingman speaker that's a speaker on your golf cart and it gives you the range and stuff. He was one of the first ones to have one of them things, man. He's got the newest technology clubs.
Pre-ordered that.
He's all about that. But that's a great show.
Maybe one day we'll get him.
Yeah, one day we'll get him on here. I know he's a good listener of the show, so shout out to Matt. Thank you again. Shout out Sam and Jack for those questions. That's going to wrap up the show today. Thank you guys for coming in, Bryan, Jesse, Tal. Thank you guys for spending your morning with me. I know it's time to get the day started and get rolling, so we're going to grind after it, fellas. Tal, as always, thank you for heading this off and being the founder of this great brand that we have going on here. We couldn't do it without you. And all the work that you put in throughout the week making this possible, thank you, man. We really appreciate it. To all the listeners, thank you guys for listening in. If you want to be featured on one of the next episodes of the podcast, don't be afraid to send us questions, send us topics. If you want to hear something, just tell us, and we'll more than likely talk about it. We really appreciate your following and all of your views. If you're not following us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, go follow us there. It's at Golfletes, or if it's Twitter, it's at Golfletes1. So with that, we will close out the show. Thank you guys, and don't forget to check your emails.